Terry Branstad, Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds, and Director Jason Glass.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much for that introduction, and thank you all for joining us this morning as we release our recommendations on how to give all Iowa children a world-class education, whether they live in rural Iowa, suburban Iowa, or urban Iowa, like the students that are here with us today from Capitol View Elementary School, which I'm proud to say is our partner for the governor's office with the Des Moines school system. And it was when I was governor before, back when it used to be called Lucas Elementary School. So this is really kind of a homecoming for me to come back here to this school and to be able to interact with the students. Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds, Department of Education Director Jason Glass, and I want to thank Capitol View for hosting this event. And we want to thank Iowans for encouraging us to get involved and to work with you on this very important effort to elevate the conversation about how we can work together to improve Iowa schools. That work began with town hall meetings all around the state of Iowa and roundtable discussions with teachers, business leaders, and others about how we can turn things around. We've seen Iowa's national ranking on educational achievement drop in relation to other states from number 1 about 20 years ago to more in the middle of the pack today. And we want to be back to number 1 in America and world-class competitive. Next, we held the Education Summit last summer in late July. Over 1,600 people attended, including state, national, and international education experts. We wanted to get the best ideas on the table with a wide variety of perspectives, and we did just that. In early October, Lieutenant Governor Reynolds and I presented our blueprint for education reform, which focused on 3 important things. 1, getting a great teacher in every classroom and a great principal in every building. Number 2, high expectations and fair measures for our students. And 3, innovation that boosts learning. We took the blueprint out on the road to dozens of town hall meetings all across Iowa. We explained our goals. We listened to Iowans' ideas in how to improve the blueprint. We were reminded how deeply Iowans are committed to giving our children the very best possible education, an education that nurtures a love of learning and that will help young Iowans adapt to the rapidly changing world in which they live and in which they must compete after graduation. That is the world that we need to be prepared for. We must be ready for this, the 21st century, not the 20th century. The governor's office in the past has not provided the leadership that sets high expectations for every student, for every school, for every community, and demands accountability on everyone's part, starting with the governor right on down. Iowa was late to adopt internationally benchmarked state academic standards and to provide educators with the support they need to help students meet these high expectations. Our legislative package for this 2012 session is aimed at assuring students have the knowledge and skills for good careers and a successful life. $25 million is being recommended in just the first year of the implementation of this plan. It's about making sure that Iowa students have opportunities and that doors are open for them because they receive the very best education. And we recognize that a quality education is key to having the skills for the jobs and the careers of the future. We are ready to provide that leadership today, working with legislators, educators, parents, and others all across the state. We want to give Iowa children the highest quality education that they can possibly receive and that they truly deserve. We know Iowans share this goal, and we look forward to accomplishing this crucial mission together. One of the changes that we made in the blueprint after hearing from Iowans is adding state standards for music and fine arts, applied arts, physical education, character education, and entrepreneurship education. Another change we made will do more to help students read by the end of third grade, starting with early literacy skills in preschool and building on those skills through kindergarten, first, second, and third grades. It's critical that children learn to read before starting fourth grade, or they will struggle in their other subjects as well. If they can't read, they are doomed to fall further and further behind. Promoting an illiterate child is far crueler than holding back a child to get them on track. More to the point, let's acknowledge it's shameful that we allow 31% of Iowa fourth graders to read below basic on a respected national test, rather than give them the help they need early on to prevent retention, which is always a last resort. Meanwhile, many of our children are good readers, and they need to be acknowledged and appreciated. That's why I'm pleased to be here with third graders from Capitol View Elementary who have agreed to show us how well they can read this morning. I'd like to mention that we have Abigail, Leslie, Marina, David, Luz, and Genevieve, and they're going to be doing a reading theater about Dr. Martin Luther King's life. And they even have a small part for me. After that presentation, Lieutenant Governor Reynolds will talk about some more of the specifics in our education reform package, and then Director Glass will make some remarks, and at that point we will open it for your questions. So now we'll turn it over to the students.